everybody and welcome to Web3 Today's special series of launching a Web3 startup. So guys, Web3 Today is one of the most rewarding and innovative learn to earn media platform. The entire objective of Web3 Today is to build a Wikipedia of Web3 where users can learn, grow and nurture their knowledge about the entire ecosystem of emerging technologies. So guys, in this series we are going to cover end to end on how to successfully launch a Web3 startup. As we embark on this beautiful journey, I would like to start with a very inspiring quote from Sir Tim Berners-Lee, who is the founder of Internet. And the quote goes something like this: "The web as I envisaged, we have not seen it yet. The future is so much bigger than the past." So what does it really mean? Sit back, relax, and we are going to unfold this in this series. Guys, this course is perfect for you if you are an aspiring entrepreneur who wants to step into the world of Web3 business, or you are a developer who wants to build a Web3-based startup, or like a tech professional or an investor who would want to learn that what exactly Web3 today is, or how do I evaluate a Web3 startup, and also an innovator who wants to build like a better place with Web3 solution. So guys, this course is essentially for everyone who wants to disrupt the world with Web3 and who would really want to know what Web3 can do and its ultimate potential. So guys, the ultimate goal of this course is to make your Web3 ideas, your startup and your vision into a reality. So let's begin. I'm Prashant Surana. I'm one of the co-founders of Snapper Future Tech. I have been into the enterprise blockchain ecosystem since 2017 and I have built like several blockchain companies and technologies and help entrepreneurs in building their blockchain applications. So with that being said, what you can expect from this course. Number one is that a complete guide on launching your Web3 startup and understanding the complete Web3 landscape. So guys, this is like a very amazing course which really talks about what you need to do, how you need to start, how you need to evaluate, what are the kind of business models you need to build, and importantly how you can reach out to potential investors, partners, and what kind of a marketing strategy you need, like pre-launch, post-launch strategies, everything. So we are going to cover you like end to end if you are like a builder and an innovator, and this course is for you. So this is the course curriculum, right? We are going to start from like launching a Web3 based startup, its introduction basics, importantly understanding the Web3 ecosystem and its components, and how to get to that killer idea which is fundable, which stands out in the crowd, and also the importance of market research. So guys, like market research is very, very important. And specifically when we talk about a very, very niche domain like Web3, it becomes very crucial to do a right market research, because this entire ecosystem is not just like a marketing play or a product play. It involves a lot of community, a lot of research on what exactly your users would want. And importantly also the business model. The business model for Web3 startups are like totally different, or for Web3 companies, right? You need to think of from a perspective of what you are rewarding your users, because business model is the fundamental of your entire idea and how community can get benefit out of it. You need to make or develop a very, very unique business model, or a tokenomics as we say in the Web3 world, which is very, very compelling to your users. And importantly, after you figure out that what you want to build, how you want to build, and what is the right business model, having a winning team is also very crucial. So how you need to assemble a winning team, the role of marketing and community building, what are the easiest strategies to get you off the ground, and which can help you to acquire users with the lowest acquisition cost, understanding the tokenomics, funding your dreams, and importantly navigating the legal landscape. So guys, as we know that the legal landscape in the Web3 ecosystem is very, very complicated, with laws emerging on a very frequent basis, right? So from a technical standpoint of view, I have also covered the basics of technical architecture and a step-by-step guide on how you can develop your Web3 application, and why is it important to test it, deploy it, and go in alpha beta stages before you launch your product, and what are the cool tips for launching a successful Web3 startup, how to start generating revenues, and importantly keep growing, right? So this is like a complete 101 startup guide, and we will start with the ultimate basics and understand that what is Web3 and why is it so important, right? Everyone must have been wondering, and you must have reading that, okay, Web3 is coming and Web3 is so disruptive, and this Web3 startup raised XYZ amount of money and so on. Right, guys? So before we understand Web3, we have to really understand the fundamental concept of the internet, right? So just to give you a very high level definition of Web3, the entire idea or the architecture of Web3 is to eliminate decentralized structure. So when I talk about this centralized structure, what I really mean is that today you use Instagram, you use Facebook, you use Twitter, you use a lot of different types of applications. And when you use these applications, the core of every single application is data and content today, which is actually owned by these companies, and these companies use it to monetize it for themselves, right? But when I talk about the Web3 ecosystem, right, imagine a world where you actually own your data and you decide with whom that data has to be shared and how that data has to be used. And how is that possible is basically having your digital identity using cryptographical algorithms, or an algorithm which is cryptographically backed, where every user's assets is cryptographically protected, connected to their digital identities. So this entire structure would unlock massive potential, because it will be people who would decide that how their data and how their digital identities has to be used. So guys, imagine that you are moving to a world where with everybody wants to access your data, right? And you give your consent that, okay, this is how my data essentially should be used. And this leads to the overall new architecture, which is the decentralized architecture. But of course, the transition from Web 2 to Web 3 is something in between, which is Web 2.5, and which most of the companies are building. And then from Web 2.5, we are going to land on Web 3.0, right? And also it involves the combination of several technologies such as AI, blockchain, cloud, big data, IoT, and things like that. So guys, just don't think of Web3 as a crypto or just blockchain itself. You need to think of Web3 like a whole set of technologies which can actually unlock the potential. But the core principles of Web3 is decentralization, security, and tokenization, and importantly, where user controls their data, right? So why is it the right time now to start your Web3 startup or look into a Web3? Because you have the massive early adopter advantage. If you look at the Web 2.0 era, which is the 1990s era, and where legendary companies like Amazon and Google actually emerged, they were early and they had a massive early adopter advantage. They have evolved through the entire journey, and also they have unlocked, fast forward 20 years down the line, the tremendous potential in equity value, right? Because they realized that the existing web which existed, which was just one-way interaction, which was the Web 1.0 era, where the interaction with the internet of the consumers was very, very limited. They capitalized on the penetration of the internet. They capitalized on giving users more and more features that they could do with the internet, and that led them to become such massive companies. So as we move forward towards the internet and towards the applications, we have to keep in mind that it's user centric control which will capture the new age market. And in Web3, we don't even tell users or as users, we tell them as community. It's like a multi-way interaction between the companies, between the startup and your core communities, because they are the one who actually use your product, give you a lot of insights, and then this is like built on a lot of open source protocols. We are going to discover and learn more about it as we move and progress through the lesson. And what is the key difference between the Web3 startup versus the traditional web startups, right? So by traditional web startups, I mean that companies like Facebook, Twitter, and things like that, right? Or the companies which are still building on Web 2.0, where they believe that they are going to monetize the users' data. So the data monetization and owning users' data themselves as in company is what exactly is Web 2.0. Whereas in Web 3.0, we talk about decentralization. I have been talking about decentralization again and again, and I will continue to talk and lay emphasis on this decentralization, guys. So my request to all of you is that you spend a lot of time understanding what exactly this decentralization is and why is it like so important, and to and also please understand more use cases that how this decentralization is being adopted, right? So the second thing is that, as I've been also talking about the data. So as I gave you the example, right, in the traditional model or in the Web 2.0 model, the data is controlled by entities. The data is controlled by these large corporations who believe that they can monetize users' data. So if you look at Meta or Facebook, the classic example is that it's the creators who basically produce content, and then this content is being consumed by billions of people around the world, and Facebook uses them to advertise and make money themselves. Creators earn money through brand collaborations. Now imagine that this entire Meta or Facebook existed on Web 3.0. You could basically create algorithms which spread income to creators based on pro rata basis. So let's say you are in creator and your content around Web3 reached like 1 million users, whereas there are other creators and their content reached just to 500,000 users. So technically, since your content went more viral, you should be rewarded with more money. And this is only possible in the Web3 ecosystem if this entire concept is decentralized and new digital identities and new assets are being created for every single users, right? And this brings me to another important point, which is interoperability. So meaning, imagine that you could actually just share your data from Facebook to Twitter and vice versa and so on onto the entire ecosystem. It would have been massive, right? You wouldn't need to create different content from different platforms. You could just move your data, you could just move your content around it, and that would be much efficient, and you could actually unlock more value. But if you look at traditional companies, they are very closed, meaning you have to, in this example which I just gave, you have to actually produce and upload content every single time. And importantly, there is no tokenization, meaning your asset is not controlled by you, your asset is not controlled in your own wallet. These assets are actually controlled by these companies, meaning you really cannot move across. There is no interoperability, right? And you are actually trusting Meta and Twitter for controlling your data. And we know that there are like so many scams which happen, such as Cambridge Analytica, and we know these companies have been manipulating elections, manipulating so many things, right? So there is no true content or no true information which really exists. Everything is really very manipulated. So we try to establish trust through code. We try to use smart contracts. So smart contracts are self-executable contracts which would execute based on the parameters, right? So these are like escrow mechanisms but connected with the data points, right? So, and also we talk about inclusion of a lot of emerging technologies. We talk about inclusion of metaverse, we talk about inclusion of AI, right? But necessarily AI is not fully to be a part of traditional technology companies, but nowadays we are seeing most of the companies are actually using AI, but just to make their algorithms and their models, business models much stronger, right? So here's like again a detailed comparison from Web 1.0 versus Web 2.0 and finally Web 3.0. So we have like broken down into the era, characteristics, main features, user experience, and data management. So we have laid emphasis more on the data because we believe that the data and user being in control of that data is a very core principle of Web3, right? So if you look at the Web3, there is a very limited information and user interaction, right? There is not great UI UX. There is like, the computers and algorithms are not really smart. You have to actually just more like one way, right? So, and this was actually launched more in around 1990s, and the objective was to have more people get onboarded. Like the objective was to make sure that the communication is much easier, right? Technologies like email and yellow pages kind of a thing actually emerged, right, where people can just consume information and they can just get information. And if you look at the user experience, right, the user experience was very static, but because of course we didn't had that kind of an infrastructure and computers to actually provide very good user experience, right? And the data, right, there was very limited connectivity around the data because internet was very slow. So it was really impossible to actually move like 1 gigabyte of data. I think maybe like 1 GB was like too big during that time. Now, as we move towards to Web 2.0, there is like a very increased interactivity and user engagement. You can actually see that the user can generate content, upload content, share content. It's like a two-way communication. The user experience is much more amazing. You have like smart apps, you have like AI included in the app, and also the data management is little bit improved, but still the entire business model around Web 2.0 is that the companies owning that data and using them to basically monetize it just like a one way. And when I talk about Web 3.0, right, here we of course have like human like understanding and interpretation of data. The interaction is much more amazing. There's like a very good user experience because we're talking about metaverse. There is like a very significant advancement and improvement in the hardware, right? Like there is devices like Oculus, Apple Vision and things like that, which is very immersive. We have lots and lots of data, and AI and machine learning has actually become much smarter. We also have technologies like IoT, we have smart homes, smart cars and things like that. So in Web 3.0 we are actually talking about more connected world. But when we talk about data management, it's more decentralized. It's the people who control the data. It's much more secure because we use cryptography almost at every stages of data, whenever the data is shared or whenever the data is essentially tokenized. And the objective is to have improved privacy and also to make sure that the people and the users who are actually contributing to the internet or consuming the content or interacting with the platform are rewarded in a much more significant way. So to summarize, multi-trillion-dollar startups would emerge from Web3, and right now why, because Web3 is the combination of massive technologies. It focuses on significant user enhancement, user experience, user privacy, security, and this will actually drive a lot of developers to prioritize users when building Web3 solution. Guys, this is just the beginning, and then we move towards the next session, which is Web3 ecosystem and its component. So thank you so much for staying tuned on this, and share your feedback in the comments box below. So thank you so much guys, and please use Web3 today. Let us know what do you think, and see you in the next one.